Hi, everyone, and welcome to this month's virtual conversation titled Beyond the Offsite: How to Build Stronger Teams Without Wasting Time or Money, hosted by Unity and Company. My name is Scott Arrieta. I'm one of the founding partners of Unity and Company. We're the strategic partners that market leading brands rely on to unify their leadership teams and catalyze cultural transformation. We partner with organizations over three main areas of focus: team effectiveness, training and learning experiences, and coaching and transformation. Now, every month, we host events like these for executives across a variety of industries with the goal of connecting senior leaders in the industry and sharing insights that spark conversations and an exchange of ideas that you can bring back to your organizations. Now, before we dive into the prepared content, let's take just a couple of minutes to do some brief introductions. As I mentioned, my name is Scott Arrieta. I'm one of the founding partners at Unity and Company. I've had a 20 plus year career working as an HR and operations executive for financial services companies and venture backed startups. My partner, Dr. Sarah Gould, is our Chief Learning Experiences Officer. She holds a doctorate in education and specializes in curriculum development, instructional design, and facilitation. She's our resident neurodiversity specialist and is passionate about creating learning experiences that are accessible, inclusive, and responsive to the needs of the participants in the room. Michelle Alexandrowitz is our head of data and insights. She holds a dual master's in organizational and clinical psychology and uses her background as an academic researcher to help organizations quantify ROI and the impact of their engagements. And Monica Arrieta is our head of coaching and transformation. She has over 20 years of experience designing coaching and training programs for large global brands. She is a certified somatic coaching practitioner through the Somatic Coaching Academy. Today's forum is all about how to build stronger teams without wasting time and money on ineffective offsites and team building workshops. Now, despite the fact that many organizations perennially make the mistake of sponsoring half-hearted team building events, the fact of the matter is that team building activities really do work, but only when they're done right. So let's kick off our time together today by discussing the following question: what are the benefits of investing in team building? Organizations that invest in team building can stand to gain a number of benefits. One of the most immediately recognizable benefits of investing in team building activities is the noticeable boost it provides to feelings of belonging, trust, and psychological safety. These benefits stem from the shared language, concepts, and experiences that a well crafted team building experience creates for the attendees. And there are a lot of other benefits this increased engagement creates, such as more collaboration and communication among employees, which leads to better problem solving, more innovation, and ultimately greater productivity. Well designed offsites can also help participants walk away feeling more aligned to company goals due to a better understanding of how their individual contributions, skills, and perspectives ladder up to the objectives of the organization. Not only that, but a strong and consistent investment in team building can lead to faster ramp times, a more robust bench of employees ready to take on higher levels of contribution, more resilient teams that are better equipped to handle crisis and change, and less overall conflict distracting employees from the company mission. Now, despite all the benefits associated with team building activities, it wouldn't be a stretch to imagine that nearly everyone has attended a team building activity that was ineffective at best or hilariously disastrous at worst. Take a minute to reflect on the least effective team building event that you've ever attended. What made it so bad? There are a number of common traps that organizations fall into when investing in team building activities. Many times, organizations will overinvest on activities that are overly expensive with dubious ROI. Over time, this combination of high expense and low payoff can create an environment where leaders are reticent to approve future team building activities and prospective participants become cynical about spending time away from the office. Many organizations overemphasize fun and connection without grounding the activity in purpose and action. As a result, any of the potential benefits to team collaboration are dulled by a lack of clarity on how best to direct the team's newfound appreciation of each other. Offsites and team building workshops often fail to appropriately consider things like accessibility for participants who are neurodivergent or have disabilities that might impact their ability to fully participate in the team building. Even something as simple as someone's level of extroversion versus introversion can have a dramatic effect on their ability to engage fully in the activity. Failing to include employees in the planning process is also a common mistake. Involving employees early drives engagement and buy-in and gives you the insights you need to make the experience as valuable as possible. And lastly, too many organizations treat team building as a once a year or once in a while type of activity. The benefits of investing in team building are best seen through consistent investment over time. So, how can we capture the benefits of team building without falling into the common traps that most organizations often succumb to? How can we create effective team building experiences with a high return on investment? First and foremost, define your objectives. Ask yourself, why are we hosting this offsite? Is it to solve a specific problem, strengthen communication, or align on strategy? Without clear goals, you risk running an unfocused event that feels like a waste of time. When your objectives are clear, every element, the venue, the agenda, and the activities, they all align to serve a purpose. As a pro tip, you can engage with employees with a survey at this stage of the planning process. You'll see more engagement and greater buy-in if you do. Step two is understanding your team. Every group is unique. Are they new and just forming, or are they a seasoned team that needs a recharge? You also need to account for personalities, working styles, and any existing tensions on the team. Team assessments are an amazing way of getting your arms around these factors while also providing a solid foundation for team building workshops and offsite activities. You can also gather input through surveys or one-on-one conversations beforehand. These tips can help you tailor the offsite to your team's specific needs. Next up is customizing the activities. Cookie cutter solutions won't work. Customize your activities to address your team's unique challenges and goals. For instance, if communication is a weak point, choose exercises that emphasize collaboration. If creativity is lacking, incorporate brainstorming sessions or design thinking workshops. Tailored activities show your team that you value their time and priorities. Inclusivity is a little bit of a hot button word in today's politicized environment, but simply put, an inclusive approach ensures that everyone feels comfortable and valued, which allows everyone to fully engage and buy into the experience. This means choosing activities that account for different abilities, comfort levels, and cultural backgrounds. For example, balance competitive activities with cooperative ones, offer quiet, reflective options for introverts alongside high energy tasks for extroverts. Inclusivity fosters connection and trust. Next up is setting the right tone. You want to make sure to create a safe, non-judgmental environment where participants feel encouraged to engage. Sometimes this can be hard to do depending on the current state of your team. Trying to balance the roles of boss and facilitator is one of the main ways we see organizations struggling with creating compelling, powerful learning experiences. Sometimes bringing an external facilitator can make all the difference. Experts can manage group dynamics impartially, ensuring that everyone participates and keep the agenda on track. This is especially valuable for sensitive discussions or when you need to take a step back and participate as part of the rest of the team. A truly masterful facilitator will adjust responsively between different learning modalities and facilitation styles on the fly to provide an optimized experience for participants in the room. It's also really important to strike a balance between fun and purpose. Team building doesn't have to be all business or all play. The best offsites strike a balance. Fun activities boost morale and build bonds, but they should also tie back to work-related goals. For example, a scavenger hunt can be a lighthearted way to highlight problem solving, while a cooking class can emphasize collaboration under pressure. Next up, being consistent. Consistency matters. One-off team building events can create temporary boosts in team morale, but the real impact comes from sustained effort. Consider hosting quarterly mini offsites or weaving team building moments into regular meetings. Consistency signals that team development is a priority, not an afterthought. Now, probably the number one area where organizations drop the ball when it comes to team building is measuring impact and gathering feedback. After the offsite, be sure to ask, did we achieve what we set out to do? Gather feedback through surveys or group discussions to learn what worked and what didn't. Partnering with an independent firm can help you to get higher quality insights and can help you to synthesize those insights into a follow-up action plan. This level of investment helps you to refine future events and demonstrates to your team that their input is valued. Finally, don't let the momentum fade. The insights and connections built during the offsite should inform your day-to-day operations. And the reward for follow through on commitments made in the offsite should be recognized and rewarded through formal channels. Too often, organizations invest in team building under the auspices of increasing collaboration, but then only reward for individual contribution. If organizations want to truly capture the benefits of high performing teams, they must incentivize accordingly. Now, effective offsites come in many shapes and forms, but one type of offsite engagement that pays continued dividends over time is team assessments. Investing in team assessments creates a shared experience that helps to form these connections in a way that feels safe and organizationally supported. Team assessments can also help to illuminate how differences in approach can be assets in certain situations, and this awareness can help to cement a feeling of appreciation for differences in preferences and abilities. Understanding the differences in skills, abilities, and preferences on your team can also help you to make more strategic decisions in terms of work responsibilities and assignments. And when it comes to the types of assessments that are available, there are a few. Cognitive assessments measure intelligence and cognition. Conative assessments describe what you will and you won't do. And lastly, affective assessments describe an individual's preference and personality. There are many types of options out there for these types of assessments, but we'll zero in on one of our favorites next. Management Drives is an assessment that has been developed and utilized in Europe for years and is just now making its way to the United States. Unity & Company is one of only a handful of certified Management Drives partners in the US. Management Drives is an affective assessment which shows you how you prefer to take action. Each preference or drive is represented by a color. The Management Drives assessment is powerful for understanding yourself as an individual, what gives you energy and what drains your energy, where you're strong and where you have built-in rejection for the drives of others. This awareness can help you challenge your own preferences and begin to understand how other people's drives bring value to the team. Where this assessment gets really powerful is in the group analysis capabilities. Here you can see how individual drives contribute to the overall identity and dynamics of the group. You can start to isolate sources of potential conflict, evaluate whether assignments are the right fit for those individuals involved, and assess whether there are team blind spots that could be solved by adding members to the team with unrepresented drives. Because of this assessment's ability to help individuals and teams better understand their own drives, preferences, and rejections, it is one of the most powerful team building assessments out there. For assessments like these, it's easier to experience the benefits than to be told about them. So for a limited time, we at Unity & Company are offering a complimentary Management Drives assessment and debrief to anyone who has attended one of our executive forums. Reach out to us at info@unityandcompany.com if you're interested in taking advantage of this offer. We want to thank you all for taking the time to be here with us today. As we wrap our time, we have a couple of final pieces of value that we'd like to offer you. If you're the only person to attend from your organization and you wish you weren't, just reach out to us and we'll be happy to do an encore presentation for others in your organization. If something we talked about today sparked your interest and you're interested in understanding how we could potentially partner together in the future, we'd also love to spend time connecting with you so that we can understand your needs and share more about our capabilities. And if you'd like to receive a recording of today's talk as well as some notes on what we discussed, just reach out to info@unityandcompany.com and we'll be sure to send them your way. And lastly, as I mentioned earlier, don't hesitate to reach out if you want to take advantage of our offer to do a complimentary Management Drives assessment for you and a live debrief. Thanks so much.